It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
American Legion Baseball here on WBCB on a cloudy and cooler afternoon here in Bordentown as Hamilton Post 31, standing at 5-3, takes on Bordentown, standing at 8-0 to start the season. This game brought to you in part by Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford Subaru, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, and the Revere Restaurant. Team Toyota, the Trenton Thunder, Hyundai of Trenton, the Italian People's Bakery, the Trentonian, as well. Great to be back with you. Keith Noonan alongside Mercer County Hall of Famer Rich Fisher with you. And Fish, you showed up. You said you're ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll, pal.
Let's hear it, pal.
Let's roll.
Two pretty good solid teams, and I still get confused because all of the Steinert players are on Hamilton, and that always messes me up.
Yes, I understand. Yeah, because you want to think that Hamilton is Hamilton.
Correct, yes.
But, and the irony also is that there are only 3 people from Bordentown on Bordentown, 3 or 4.
Oh, come on.
Everybody else is from Burlington Township, Northern Burlington, or from all over the place. Bordentown can get players from all over current Burlington County that they want. And,
wow.
yeah, well, and, they're taking advantage of it, and they are 8-0 under first-year coach Ryan Podlesny, who has been the assistant here for a long time under Dougie Moore. And this is an interesting matchup because Hamilton is always they're tied for they tied for the league title last year, so they're like the defending league titleists. They've won more league titles than anybody. They've won 31. But they're struggling. I mean, they were 5-1, and in the last 2 games have just sort of self-destructed. On Sunday, right against Bordentown at GLL Field, they lost 13-1 to Bordentown. The pitchers gave up 12 walks in that game, and then a day later, they committed 7 errors, and the pitchers gave up 8 walks in a 13-3 loss to Lawrence. So they've been their own worst enemy since that 5-1 start. They're now down to 5-3. They have been getting good performances, though, from Joey Ditta, and Jack Gill has continued his strong hitting from the high school season. And I haven't got to look. Okay, and they got their stud going tonight, Noah Rivera. Mm-hmm. Rivera 3-0. He's coming off, and right prior to this losing streak, he threw a 3-hitter with 8 strikeouts in a 1-0 win over Allentown. So Rivera's won all 3 of his starts. He's the guy you want going against first place Bordentown. Bordentown has just been unstoppable so far. 8-0. They've been hitting the heck out of the ball. They're coming off a 7-2 win over Trenton. We mentioned this the last time we were on the air. They haven't played the best competition yet. They played the lower level teams in the league, but they played Hamilton the other day and beat them. And things start to pick up next week. But it's the old saying: you can only beat who's in front of you. You can only beat who you play. And they got a lot of confidence. In Legion, I think the big thing is who's going to show up one night to the next. These guys with their travel ball and things like that, and there's not the dedication that was back in the day, and but Bordentown, I think their guys have been coming pretty consistently. Ryan told me the other day that these guys are having fun. They really seem to be enjoying themselves, and everybody's really hitting up and down the lineup. And they got some real mashers with C.J. Fredericks, went to Northern Burlington last year, the Dromboski brothers. These guys have just been doing well. And, but I think Hamilton probably has, how sometimes you get that confidence when you're playing behind your ace? Mm-hmm. And Noah Rivera has certainly been the ace, and that could give Hamilton the confidence to go out there and stop making these errors and go out and put a good effort forth. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's not a must-win. There are no must-wins when you're in the upper echelon because everybody gets in the playoffs. But, if you want to even stay remotely in the hunt for a league title. You're already 3 games behind. So if you can win this one today, it pulls you within 2 games behind. If you lose, you're 4 games behind, and that's a lot to make up. So it's a big game for Hamilton. I think more so bigger game for Hamilton than it is for Bordentown. And, they got their stud on the mound, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, and Bordentown, of course, being undefeated. We talk about that a lot in pretty much every sport when a team starts to get, towards the midway or the early season hot start, and it's how much is the undefeated season on their minds, especially during the game. If Noah comes out, pitches the way that we all know he's capable of, does that start to tighten them up? And that's a big question for Bordentown.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know in Legion if you're thinking about going. I don't know if it's as big a deal going undefeated in Legion. It's hard. I don't know. I can't even remember the last time anybody's ever done it. So maybe it does. I mean, maybe they think, hey, let's try and run through this thing without a loss. But I don't know. I don't know if the allure is there like it is like an undefeated high school team or something like that. But, I mean, like I said, on the flip side, I don't remember when the last time somebody went through this undefeated. So it's probably happened like 2 years ago. I don't even remember it. But I don't think it did. And just checking
the notes, it happened last summer. No, you must have forgotten.
Yeah, well,
just kidding.
2 teams aren't going to share the title by going undefeated, both going undefeated. I know that.
Well, Noah Rivera, a couple of seasons back in high school, on the stats that I have, he has 1.24 ERA. I mean, that's the type of pitcher that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And those might not even be the complete stats because there's only 17 innings here.
Right, yeah.
But that is the type of pitcher that he was in high school, Fish.
Oh, well, that definitely isn't the complete stats because